Then stop and relax. After the hip rotation, we will do a spinal rotation. We're already time, so just sit down and relax. Be in a meditative position till we actually start the class. As the clock strikes, you can continue in Kapalbali. Be receptive to the sound of Shank. Let the body be in a relaxed state. Make sure you're not tensing your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Get ready to chant mantra Om 7 times. Make your sankalpa. I am chanting Om, creating a protective energy field around me that keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies, and viruses. I am creating 3 layers of protection. On my outermost layer, I have 6 friendly creatures, an elephant behind me, a peacock in front with the feathers spread out, a tiger on my right side facing away from my body, a lion on my left side facing away from my body, an eagle above my head with the wings spread out, and a black tortoise below me. Inside of that, I have a big ring with balls of fire. I am lighting all the balls, allowing a firewall of protection to go up all around me. The 3rd layer of protection comes from the subtle energy of the mantra Om that I am chanting. You will take your awareness to Muladhara Chakra at the cervix for ladies, between the anus and genitals for men. With each mantra, you will visualize the energy rising up from the location I indicate, rising from inside your spinal cord in a subtle energy channel called Shushumna Nadi. It pierces out from the center of your head and falls all around you like a fountain. The area of your awareness, the chakra, the number of petals, and the color will change. This awareness will continue all through. So take your awareness to Muladhara Chakra at the cervix for ladies, between anus and genitals for men, 4-petal lotus, red color. Take a deep breath in and join for Om chanting. Now shift your awareness to Swadhisthana Chakra at the spinal terminus coccyx bone, 6-petal lotus, orange color. Increase the pitch of your chanting a little bit. Take a deep breath. Now shift your awareness to Manipura chakra behind your navel in the spinal cord, 10 petal lotus, yellow color. Increase your pitch further, take a deep breath. Now shift your awareness to Anahata chakra behind your heart center, 12 petal lotus, green color. Increase your pitch further, take a deep breath. Now shift your awareness to Vishuddhi chakra behind your throat pit, 16 petal lotus, blue color. Increase your pitch further, take a deep breath. Shift your awareness to Ajna chakra behind your eyebrow center near the pineal gland at the center of your brain. 2 petal lotus, indigo color. Increase your pitch further, take a deep breath. Shift your awareness to Sahasrara chakra, center of the top of your head, 1000 petal lotus, white color. Increase your pitch further, take a deep breath. Shanti mantras. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamaditamastु Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Keep your hands in Linga Mudra. Linga Mudra is when you interlace all the 4 fingers. The left hand thumb is erect. The right hand thumb and the index finger will rotate around the left hand thumb, and your posture will look like this. You will keep your hands near your chest. And having done that, please take a moment to pay attention to how you are holding your mudra. The way you are interlacing the fingers, are you holding them needlessly tight? In which case, become conscious and aware and relax them. Is your erect thumb held in a very tense manner? If so, become conscious and aware of it by paying attention to it and relax it. Is the index and the thumb rotating around the left hand thumb held in a tense and a tight way? If so, once again become aware and conscious and relax it. Make sure that there are no extra efforts that you are putting in to hold your mudra. Mentally repeat the sankalpa after me. I am chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra for physical health and mental well-being. Chanting the mantra every day helps me maintain the best of health mentally and physically. All my brain cells and my body cells are operating optimally and in harmony with each other. I can feel your grace, my Lord, penetrating deep into my body energizing each and every brain cell and body cell, keeping me in pristine health at all times. I bow down before you, thanking you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me in pristine health, and I promise to put in efforts from my side for keeping my body in a healthy condition, befitting for you to reside inside my body in your effulgent form. 11 times. On the last count, I will slow down, indicating it is the last count. Get ready. Om Trayambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Hari. Keep your hands in Gyan Mudra, your index finger and thumb together. All the three other fingers are stretched out. Keep your hands on your knees. And once again, pay attention to your posture. Are you needlessly tensing your shoulders? Are you needlessly putting extra efforts on your neck and head region? Just become conscious and aware and see if you can mentally relax all those areas. Make your sankalpa for chanting Gayatri Mantra by mentally repeating after me. I am chanting Gayatri Mantra for wisdom, inner awareness and intuitive knowledge. Chanting the mantra every day helps me operate in the highest planes of wisdom, delve deep within me, seeking answers to various questions from the universal knowledge that is resting within me, and get those answers and operate very successfully from an intuitive plane. 11 times. Get ready. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Vargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि। You now keep your hands in Yoni Mudra. In the last class we showed you how. Once again let me show you. I'll come closer to the camera. You will interlace all the three fingers. Keep your ring finger, keep your middle finger extended. The other three fingers, that is the small finger, the ring finger and the index finger, will be rotating against each other. So 1, 2 and 3, the middle finger is straight. This is the easiest way of Yoni Mudra. If you can rotate them inside. That is, first you join the two fingers like this, then you join the next two fingers, you straighten the middle finger, and then you join the index finger around your thumb, and then you can straighten it. This is a more difficult one. The fingers will go inside. So if you are comfortable, keep it on the outside. If you feel comfortable, take it on the inside. Whichever way you are comfortable, you can practice. So now make your sankalpa. I am chanting 32 names of Durga for overcoming distress and for peace and harmony. Chanting the 32 names helps me overcome all stressful situations because I simply surrender before you as your son or daughter. You are carrying me through the difficulties, cutting through them with your fierce sword, helping me emerge successful at all times. Get ready 3 times. Om Durga Durga Trishamani Durga Padmini Varini Durga Maschedini Durga Sadini Durga Nashini Durga Darini Durga Nihantri Durga Mapaha Durga Makyanada Durga Daityaluka Japanala Durgama Luka Durgama Atmaswarupini Durgama Prada Durgama Vidya Durgama Shita Durgama Jnana Samsthana Durgama Dhyana Vashini Durgamoha Durgamaha Durgamartra Swarupini Durgama Surasamhantri, Durgama Yudadarini, Durgamangi, Durgamata, Durgamya, Durgameshwari, Durga Bhima, Durga Bhama, Durgava, Durga Dharini, Om Durga, Durga Trishamani, Durga Padmini Varini, Durga Maschedini, Durga Sadini, Durga Nashini, Durga Darini, Durga Nihantri, Durga Mapaha, Durga Makyanada, Durga Daityaloka Davanala, Durga Ma, Durga Maloka, Durga Matma Swarupini, Durga Marga Prada, Durga Vidya, Durga Mashita, Durga Jnana Samstana, Durga Madhyana Bhashini, Durga Moha, Durga Maha, Durga Matra Swarupini, Durga Ma Surasamhantri, Durga Ma Yudadarini, Durga Mangi, Durga Mata, Durgamya, Durgameshwari, Durga Bhima, Durga Bhama, Durga Va, Durga Dharini, Om Durga, Durga Trishamani, Durga Padmini Varini, Durga Maschedini, Durga Sadini, Durga Nashini, Durga Dodharini, Durga Nihantri, Durga Makaha, Durga Makyanata, Durga Daityaloka Davanala, Durga Ma, Durga Maloka, Durga Matma Swarupini, Durga Marga Prada, Durga Vidya, Durga Mashita, Durga Jnana Samstana, Durga Madhyana Bhashini, Durga Moha, Durga Maha, Durga Matra Swarupini, Durga Ma Surasamhantri, Durga Ma Yudadarini, Durga Mangi, Durga Mata, Durgamya, Durgameshwari, Durga Bhima, Durga Bhama, Durga Va, Durga Dharini, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Hari Om. Slowly disengage your hands and keep them on your knees. Then sit quietly. Try to keep your body immobile for a few minutes. Slowly start bringing your awareness within yourself. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the movement of your diaphragm. Be conscious and aware of the expansion of the abdomen as you breathe in, and the contraction of the abdomen as you breathe out. Now bring your awareness to your Bhrumadhya, the space in between your eyebrows. And try to see if you can experience a pulse beat at that point. You may feel nothing initially, but if you keep focusing your attention, then slowly you start feeling the rhythm of your heartbeat and the pulse at the Bhrumadhya. You can sense the pulse. Try to synchronize the chanting of mantra Om mentally with each pulse beat. Now give up this awareness. Start becoming conscious of any sounds coming from external to the body. And gently rub your hands. Keep them on your eyes. Slowly release your palm. Get ready for the practices for today. We are going to practice a somatic practice called Myth of Aging, Lesson 2. We did Lesson 1 last Monday. Those of you who missed it, please watch the video and practice. These lessons are best practiced sequentially. In Lesson 1, we worked on the back muscles, essentially the lower back muscle, and then the muscles on either side of the spinal cord, and the muscles along the shoulder girdle. We also worked a little bit on the hamstring and the gluteal muscles. So the entire focus was on the back side and activating and relaxing all the back muscles. So having done that, we will now come to the front side of the body. So today's practice is going to substantially focus on a muscle called the Rectus Abdominis, which is a major muscle on the front side of the body. Starts somewhere in the middle of the rib cage, goes all the way down to your pelvic region. This is the muscle that helps you flex your body in the front side. So when you're bending forward, when your spine is bending, allowing the body to bend forward, it is the rectus abdominis that is contracting to pull the two sides closer to each other, and the spinal muscles at the back will extend to allow this contraction to happen. In all somatic practices, which we also incorporate in all our yogic practices, the release has to be very slow. It's only when you release from the contraction slowly, the upper cortex in your brain, which is your conscious brain, takes cognizance of what you're doing and thereafter takes charge of that muscle and allows the muscles to stay relaxed. If your muscle is always going back to its resting tonus, which is called zero tonus, then your body will always be very flexible. Inflexibility comes from muscle staying in a contracted state. So our entire effort in somatic practices is to try and train the muscle to relax to its zero tone by not forcing the muscle, but by allowing the upper cortex in the brain to take charge of that particular muscle and instruct the muscle to go back to resting tonus. So after each round of practice, and we'll practice every round 3 times, after each round you have to rest, experience the muscle going back to the resting tone, and then initiate the second move. And try and be conscious of your own muscle movement and contraction in each of these practices. But the practice always starts with what we call a body awareness test, which is very easy to follow. You have to just lie on your back and follow my instructions. After that, we will practice what is called arch and curl. Let me just explain that to you. It is difficult to demonstrate it. You have your belt line somewhere here. So there is the spine which is below the belt line and just above the tailbone. So when I say arch, this portion will bend so that the tailbone will press on the ground. This portion will also press on the ground. So these 2 points are touching the ground. The rest of the spinal cord is arched, raised a little from the ground. When I ask you to release, you will allow it to go back to the starting position. Then you will take a breath in. When I ask you to lower this portion further, you will try to make this portion press more into the ground. The tailbone will raise from the ground. You will experience that as you go. So that is how we will practice. And the same practice will continue when in the second round you will keep your hands under your head, and when you are pressing the lower portion down and the tailbone raises, you will pick your head up and bring your elbows closer to each other. So the second practice partially can be demonstrated. So let me just demonstrate that portion. So you'll be keeping your legs folded in all these practices. Both the hands are under. I am now arching the lower back. My tailbone is on the ground. The spine below the belt line is slightly on the ground. Lower spine is in an arch. I breathe out, I am flattening. I take a breath in. As I breathe out, I press the lower back further. My tailbone is up from the ground. I am raising my head, bringing my elbows closer to each other. The more I can press my back, the more my head will come up. And then when I am releasing, I will go back very slowly into resting position. Okay? So lie down on your back, and if you can keep your camera focused in such a way that I can see you, I can help in case there is a need for a correction. So lie down on your back, get ready for your body awareness. Let your whole body relax and sink into the ground. Your palms are facing the sky. Both your arms and hands are by the side of the body. Your foot can be either flopped along the ground or it can be slightly raised in an angle. Now bring your attention to your feet and experience or pay attention to all the toes. Are all the toes in both the feet completely relaxed, or do you feel some of them are tense? If so, become aware of the ones which are tense and release and relax them. Then bring your awareness to any sensory input in your feet that you can experience. Any tingling sensation, any sensation of flow of blood on the feet, whatever you can experience. Then bring your attention to your heels. How are the heels pressing against the ground? Are both the sides carrying the same pressure and the weight between the ground and the heels? Or do you feel one side seems to be pressing a little heavier than the other? And if so, which side is it? Then pay attention to both your calf muscles. How do you feel they are pressing against the ground? Again, is one side pressing more? And if yes, is the same side as the heel is pressing more, the calf is also pressing more, or is it the reverse? You're just trying to pay attention to what is the condition in your body right now. There is no right, there is no wrong. You're only increasing and accentuating your own awareness of your own body, paying attention to yourself. Now pay attention to back of your knees. Do you feel back of the knees touching the ground, or do you feel they are raised a little from the ground? If they are raised, can you gauge what is the gap? And is that gap the same on the right side and the left side? If not, which side seems to be having a higher gap? And is there any connection between the side which has the higher gap to the side where the heel is pressing more, to the side where the calf is pressing more? Now pay attention to both the thighs, and how are they pressing against the ground? Are they symmetrical? Is one side pressing more? If yes, any connection with the remaining areas you've already covered, like the heel, the calf, the back of the knees. Then shift attention to both the gluteal muscles and the sit bones. Can you feel the sit bones aligned with the ground? And what's the pressure on the right side of the buttocks as compared to the left side? Is one side pressing more? If so, any connection with the thighs, knees, calf and heel? Now shift your attention to spinal vertebrae. Start from the coccyx. Can you feel the coccyx touching the ground? Can you feel the sacrum touching the ground? How many of your 5 lumbar vertebrae you can count touching the ground? How many do you feel are raised from the ground? Repeat the same for the 12th thoracic vertebrae. I'll give you time. Now pay attention to the entire back, focusing on the right side separately from the left side. How much of both sides can you feel are aligned with the ground? Do you feel one side is resting closer to the ground as compared to the other? Now pay attention to both your shoulders. Can you feel them aligned with the ground? If they are raised, how far do you think they are raised from the ground? Finally, both the arms and the hands, how much of it is resting on the ground? And lastly, pay attention to the back of the head. How is the pressure between the back of the head and the ground? Are you pressing too hard, or are you allowing it to rest gently and nicely? If you are putting too much of efforts, become conscious of it. Try to reduce that effort. Now gently fold both the legs, feet flat on the ground, feet closer to your buttocks. And now you're going to arch and then you're going to flatten. So as you breathe in, arch your lower belt line, the tailbone presses on the ground. The lower belt line arches. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line. Again, take a breath in. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line further. Feel the tailbone raising from the ground. As you breathe in, relax. Once again, breathe out, and then as you breathe in, arch your lower belt line. Tailbone is pressing against the ground now. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line, coming back to neutral position. Breathe in again. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line. Your tailbone raises from the ground. As you breathe in, relax. Breathe out completely. As you breathe in, once again, arch your lower belt line. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line further. Tailbone raises from the ground. As you breathe out, relax out of that contraction and relax. If you want to stretch your legs out a little bit, stretch them, and then after resting a little bit, bring the legs back to the same position. Now keep both the hands under your head, interlace them. Now, as you breathe in, arch your lower belt line, tailbone is pressing against the ground. As you breathe out, relax, allow it to flatten on the ground. Now breathe in. As you breathe out, flatten the belt line lower, further on the ground, tailbone raises, pick your head up with your hands, bring your elbows closer to each other. Feel the nice contraction of the front side of the body. As you release, breathing in, flatten the back once again, allow the head to come back. Second round, if you have any neck related problems, you can stay flat on the ground without picking your head up. That's perfectly all right. Just imagine the head coming up. Second round, breathing in, arch your belt line, tailbone presses. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line. Breathe in once again. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line and pick your head up, elbows coming closer to each other. As you breathe in, relax out of that contraction and relax. Last round on your own, start breathing in, arch your belt line. As you breathe out, flatten it. Breathe in once again. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line further. Tailbone raises, pick your head up. Elbows closer. Release slowly out of that contraction. Very good. Now you can stretch your legs out and you can watch the demonstration for the practice for Rectus Abdominis. So there are basically two practices. So you'll be lying on your back with your legs closer to your buttocks. You will start with the right side, so you'll keep the right hand under the head. In the first move, you will, as usual, arch your lower belt line. As you flatten it, you will continue to flatten it further. Allow the tailbone to raise. Pick your head up. Use your left hand to bring your right leg closer and aim your right elbow towards the right knee. And if you are very comfortable, you will bring the elbow to touch the knee. Otherwise, even a small movement like this is good enough. Most important, when you are releasing it, come down very slowly. And feel this entire rectus abdominis completely relaxing, going back to the resting tone. After resting, you will once again arch the lower belt line and bring your head up, elbows closer to the knees, and then slowly come back. So this is one move. Then you will do the same on the left side. After that, you will do a cross lateral movement. So you will take the right elbow, aiming it towards the left knee. Use the left hand to bring the left knee closer. If you are comfortable, you will touch. Otherwise, even this much is good enough. And then you will slowly go back. So be in your zone of comfort. Don't force yourself to come forward. If you are feeling any discomfort, then come only this much and then slowly release out of that contraction. That slow release will make your body more and more flexible. Don't try to force yourself more than where your body is comfortable right now. And thereafter, you will keep both the hands under and we will bring the head up, and lastly we will bring both the knees and both the elbows together. So one by one you will practice. Follow the instructions. Lie on your back. Fold both the legs. Pay complete attention to the rectus abdominis muscle, a major muscle on the front side of your body. Gently take your right hand and place it under your head. Use the right hand to support the lifting of your head so that your neck is not strained. Now, as you breathe in, arch your lower belt line. Allow the tailbone to press against the ground. As you breathe out, release out of that contraction, flatten the lower belt line, then flatten it even further. As the tailbone raises from the ground, pick your head up and bring the right knee closer to the right elbow and then slowly release. Slow release is very important. So pay full attention to the very slow release. Very good. And experience the front rectus abdominis completely relaxing. When you feel it has relaxed into a zero tone, very slowly initiate the second move all by yourself. Start. Slowly release out of the contraction. Very good. Now last round on your own, completely experiencing the contraction as you are coming up and completely relaxing the rectus abdominis as you come back to your resting position. Once you've completed your 3 rounds, stretch your legs out, relax and experience how you're feeling on the right side of your front side of the body, the right abdomen, compare it with the left abdomen, whatever differences you can experience and notice. Also pay attention as to whether when you are focusing on the rectus abdominis, does it trigger any thoughts, any past emotions, any past instances in your life? Just recognize it, allow it to play through. Many times we go through emotions in life, these are stored at different parts of the body, and when you start paying attention, those emotions may get triggered, and once you recognize them, let it go, you will release them from your subconscious. So now, keep your left hand under the head, you will bring the left knee closer to the left elbow. So very slowly breathing in, arch your lower belt line. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line, then flatten it further, then pick your head up. Bring the left knee and the left elbow closer to each other. Then very slowly release out of that contraction. Feel the rectus abdominis completely relaxing, going back to a resting tonus. When you are ready, you feel the rectus abdominis on the left side is completely relaxed. Initiate the second move, breathing in, arching your lower belt line. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line, then flatten it further. As you flatten it further, tailbone comes up, pick your head up, left elbow towards the left knee. Then slowly release out of that contraction. And once you have relaxed, you have experienced the muscle going to the zero tonus, you will practice the last round on your own. Relax. You can stretch your legs and relax. As you stretch your legs and relax, very quickly feel what you can feel. How are the heels now? Any changes from the time you started? Calf muscles, any change from the time you started? Back of the knees, glutes, thighs, spinal vertebrae. Compare between when you started and now. Any change that you can notice, make a mental note of whatever changes you experience. Remember, it is your experience of your own stomach, your own body. So you cannot compare notes with anybody. You're only feeling what you can feel about yourself and your own body. When you're ready, fold both the legs again. Now you'll be practicing cross-lateral movements. There will be a spinal twist. Now your body will be angling in one particular way. Your weight will roll more to the opposite side. Become aware of all this as you are doing the practice. That is what somatic is all about, complete awareness. So keep the right hand under the head. Breathing in, arch your lower belt line, press your tailbone to the ground. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line, then flatten it further. Pick your head up, aiming your right elbow towards the left knee. And see the slight twist in the body as compared to the previous move. As you breathe in, release out of that contraction and rest. Then when you rest, you can breathe out. And feel the rectus abdominis going back to a zero tone. And then when you're ready, breathing in, arch your lower belt line. Breathing out, flatten the lower belt line as it flattens. Further, tailbone comes up, pick your head up, aim it towards the opposite knee, using the left hand to bring the left knee closer to the elbow. Very good. Slowly release out of that contraction. Experience the rectus abdominis relaxing. Also experience the back muscles relaxing because those muscles are lengthening as you come up. And when you go back, they also go back to resting tonus. So last round, get ready, breathing in, arch and start. As you come up, release slowly. Very slow release is very, very crucial for experiencing the benefits of somatic practices. Once you have completed the 3 rounds, you will relax a little bit. Stretch your legs out. Experience your breathing. Are you allowing your abdomen to expand as you breathe in, giving more room for your diaphragm to go down further? As you breathe out, are you contracting the abdomen, pushing the diaphragm up into the chest cavity to push all stale air out? Allow the abdomen to expand and contract wonderfully. Once again, fold both the legs out, left hand under the head, cross lateral, so that you will be aiming the left elbow towards the right knee. So very slowly, breathing in, arch your lower belt line, left hand under the head, right hand by the side. It will help the right knee to come closer to the left elbow. As you breathe out, flatten, and you flatten further, pick your head up, right elbow towards the left. Left elbow towards the right knee, sorry. And then relax. As you relax out of the contraction, experience the relaxation of the muscle, both on the front side, the rectus abdominis, and the muscles on either side of the spine called the erectus spinae. Second round, breathing in, arch your lower belt line. Breathing out, flatten the lower belt line. As you flatten it further, pick your left elbow, left head, aim it towards the right knee. Then slowly release out of the contraction as you breathe in. and let the muscle come back to resting tonus. The last round, get ready, breathing in, arch your lower belt line. As you breathe out, flatten. As you flatten further, pick your head up, left elbow towards the right knee. And slowly release out of the contraction. If you want to stretch your legs out, stretch out. When you're ready, fold them back. Keep both the hands under the head. In the first move, you will only pick the head up and the elbows will come closer to each other. So breathing in, arch your lower belt line. As you breathe out, flatten it. As you flatten it further, tailbone raises, pick your head up, bring the elbows closer to each other. Experience a nice contraction of the rectus abdominis. No, legs are, feet are on the ground. Yes, slowly release out of the contraction and relax. And as you relax, see if your elbows can completely go down and rest on the ground, or is it raised from the ground. Second round, breathing in, arch your lower belt line. As you breathe out, flatten. As it flattens further and the tailbone raises, pick your head up. Bring the elbows closer to each other. Feel the contraction on the upper side of the front side of the body, upper front. And then slowly release out of the contraction. Last round on your own. Start. Slowly release and relax. Now you're going to pick both the legs up, bring both the knees closer to the respective elbows as your head comes up. So get ready. First, breathing in, arch your belt line, tailbone on the ground. As you breathe out, first flatten, then flatten further. When the tailbone is up from the ground, pick your head up, bring both the elbows closer to the respective knees. That is good enough. A little in the direction is good enough. You don't have to bring and touch each of them. Relax out of the contraction and take rest. Second round, breathing in, arch your lower belt line, tailbone presses on the ground. As you breathe out and pick your head up, bring both the knees closer to the respective elbows in the direction. That's enough. Very good. Slowly release out of the contraction. In the next round, I want you to try and see if you can relax your movement, reduce your effort, flatten the lower back a little more on the ground, and when you do all this, whether automatically you're able to come up a little more with the elbows either comfortably touching the knees or coming very close to the knees. So get ready, breathing in, arch your lower belt line, press your tailbone on the ground. As you breathe out, flatten the lower belt line and then flatten it further, relaxing the body, allowing the lower belt line to flatten further, and see if the relaxation and flattening brings the two elbow and the knee closer to each other. And then slowly release out of that contraction, stretch your legs out and relax. That formally completes the myth of aging lesson 2. So therefore, we will now practice a couple of variations to that. These are a little advanced. So if you're uncomfortable, just relax. I'll just demonstrate it first and then you can practice. We'll directly practice cross lateral in this. Your right hand is under your head. As you pick your left leg, you will try to catch the feet and push the feet closer. Therefore, your elbow will move a little more forward. And then as you release, you will release out of that contraction. So once again, let me demonstrate. Arch, flatten, pick your leg up, use your hands to catch the feet, and then come up. And then slowly release out of the contraction. So if you are comfortable, try, otherwise leave it. Very slowly pick. Slowly release. Very good. Wonderful. Slowly release out of the contraction. Very good. Relax. Second round on your own, very slowly. Last round. Slowly release. Very good. Wonderful. Relax. Relax. Only go according to your capacity. Don't force yourself to do more than what your body is currently ready. Flexibility will increase on its own when you do these practices of relaxing the muscles consciously by slow release. You don't have to force it. Over a period of time, you will experience magical increase in your flexibility. But if you force it, it will only become counterproductive. So don't do that. Be in your comfort zone. Be in your limit. Let your body slowly, slowly release and relax and increase flexibility. Now you will practice on the opposite side. So left hand under the head. Start. Then slowly release. Be conscious of a slow release. That is more important or the most important thing. So long as you keep releasing very slowly, you will find the muscles relaxing more and more, increasing your flexibility as you go on with the practices. Second round. Slowly release. And then last round. Since all of you are very comfortable with that practice, when you completed it, you relax. I'll show you one more variation, which is a little more tricky, but involves the side muscles in addition to the rectus abdominis. So we'll try and practice that. So you're going to come back to the same position. The right hand is under the head. Then you will allow the right knee to come onto the ground. The left knee is in the same erect position. In this position, you will try to bend sideways, bring the right elbow towards the right knee. Both of them will slide on the ground. And then you will slide back, bring the knee back. So let me show once again. Allow your right knee to drop towards the ground. And then take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, slide the right knee and the right elbow towards each other. And then slowly come back, sliding back on the ground and relax. Okay? So try it. If you can, do it, otherwise leave it. So very slowly, breathing out, let your right knee go towards the ground. If it cannot touch the ground, let it go wherever it can. And then take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, very slowly allow the knee to slide along the ground and the elbow to slide along the ground, bringing both of them closer to each other. Only as far as they can come. They need not touch each other. Only as far as they can come comfortably. Even a little bit is good enough. Try a little bit and slowly release out of that contraction. Over a period of time, you can move more and more. Today, do only whatever you can. A little bit of movement is more than enough. Second round, right knee towards the ground. Slide the right knee and the right elbow closer to each other along the ground. Try and keep the foot on the ground. Even if you don't touch the knees to the elbow, that is okay. But let it slide along the ground. Correct. Slowly release out of that contraction and relax. If you want to stretch your legs out, and then we will practice on the other side. When you're ready, start on the other side. Round 1. Left knee towards the left elbow. Only as far as you can comfortably take. They need not touch each other. Make a slight movement in the direction of each other and slowly release out of the contraction. You will start getting good benefits. So only move them slowly towards each other. Stop when there is any sense of discomfort. Slowly release out of the contraction. Slow release is very important. Slow release is very important. Now the last round. And when you have completed, you just relax on your back. Start experiencing your body once again. Feel the heels. How are the heels now pressing against the ground? Any change from the time you started? Or absolutely no change? What can you experience? Then the calf muscles. How do you experience the calf muscles now? When you compare the right and the left side, what can you experience? Then the back of the knees, is there any change in the gap of the back of the knees to the ground? Then both the thighs, how are they pressing now? Any change in the alignment between the right thigh and the left thigh? Whatever you can experience. Then both the glutes. Now start paying attention to each and every vertebrae one by one. Can you count more number of vertebrae touching the ground as compared to what you did in the first round? Or is there no difference? Try and make an estimate. Now come to your shoulders. Can you feel the shoulder having gone closer to the ground? Or is it already nicely aligned along the ground? What about both the hands? From the shoulder joint up to your fingertips, the arms, elbow, forehand, wrist and fingers. Can you feel the entire arm and hand aligned along the ground, or are there portions where they are raised? Finally, how is the head resting on the ground? Can you feel any change in the weight, the pressure between the head and the ground? Once you have made and completely become aware, nicely take your hands over your head, stretch yourself out completely, and then turn to one side and slowly sit up in a meditative position. Get ready to chant mantra Om 3 times. Once again, make your sankalpa. I am chanting Om, creating protective energy field around me that keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies and viruses. Take a deep breath in for Om mantra. Shanti mantras. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma mritam gamaya, sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarkamiva vandhanam mrityor mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Clap your hands nicely. When they're really warm, then keep them on your eyes. Feel the warmth flowing in from the palm into the eyes. Then gently open your eyes. Be observant of colors you see when you open. And slowly release your hands. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Have a great week ahead. See you all on Thursday with the practice of yoga, Pavan Muktasan, next part. Okay? Bye.